Personally, I'm sad to see Toys R Us go out of business, and I mean finally shut their doors. They've been in bankruptcy since last fall, and they finally said we're not going to make it. So they are shutting down, and apparently their 200 stores are going to be closing pretty soon. And I am sad for a bunch of reasons. Obviously, Toys R Us has been a huge part of our culture and our life here in the United States for many, many years. Although we can go back and we can take a look at them, and we can say that they Amazoned all these small toy stores, the specialty toy stores across the United States, and so they were the evil empire for quite a while. But ultimately, you know, over the years, you know, it becomes that they are part of our culture. And I remember in particular some of the things about Toys R Us. Like you know, I was in the toy industry, and so we would sell to Toys R Us. I'll tell that story here in a second here. But if you remember back in 1982, 1983, you know, the old Cabbage Patch doll that is, let me point it back up here again. Cabbage Patch dolls, the Cabbage Patch Kids that came out, you know, they were wildly successful to the point where, you know, stores like Toys R Us could not keep them in stock over the when it was the holiday season, and that when they would get stock at the store, you know, parents would be standing in line. They would hear that there was going to be a shipment. It was coming in today. Shipment coming in today, and there would be fist fights among you know, parents and mothers, you know, to get that Cabbage Patch Kid for their daughter, and mainly daughters. You know, I don't want to say that there weren't boys that didn't have them, but obviously it was mainly girls that got them. But here was the interesting thing for me, not only just the anecdotal part of that it was fun to have that Toys R Us, the world's largest toy store, going on around us, and you know, destination for families to go and just, you know, hang out and run around, let the kids go crazy running up and down the aisles. But in 1983, when Cabbage Patch was they were the #1 toy in the toy industry. That was total overall, okay. But I was at that time the vice president of sales and marketing, international sales and marketing for a company called Shinsei Corporation out of Japan. We were a radio controlled toy company, and we had this little bad boy. This was the Shinsei replica of a Honda 3-wheel ATV back then, and we called it the Dust Runner, a Honda 250, and this little bad boy was just awesome. It was really the first time that a radio controlled toy was fast. This little guy is fast. It does wheelies. And it is almost indestructible. I say almost, but you know, like kids could go out and they could crash this thing. They could drive it into rocks and boulders. They could drive it, you know, through some water. And it just got up and went. And if it rolled over and crashed, you just kicked it back over again, and it took off. You know, sweet, you know, little wheelie going back out there, and oh my gosh. But that kind of made me sort of a semi-celebrity in the toy industry, because I had that successful product. But besides the memories of Toys R Us, obviously that makes it a good memory for me, because they really supported my company in this effort, and I've always appreciated them for helping me to have that huge success. But the thing about Toys R Us, and I want to talk about one thing that we can all learn from the Toys R Us situation, and it's not necessarily something that Toys R Us did, or the analysis of what put them out of business or anything like that, but it's just simply this: it's that it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. Anybody can go out of business. Remember that. It doesn't matter who you are, anybody can go out of business. And what is the issue is that Every company has cracks in the armor. It doesn't matter where it is. Cracks in the armor will ultimately kill you. Do you know where your cracks are? And what I would say is, well, that didn't sound right. But anyway, I would say sit down with your team and ask the question, if somebody else wanted to shut us down and they knew everything about us, what would they find that they could take advantage of? And I dare say that in most cases, it's in your marketing. It's in your marketing, because I still have a lot of clients, a lot of smaller businesses that just they don't get it. They don't get the importance of the above the line part. You know, you got the above the line, which is income, below the line, which is outgo, and they still insist on spending the vast majority of their time, their resources, their money on the below the line stuff. You know, oh, we're going to become more efficient. Our production is going to be better. We're going to be faster. We're going to do all this sort of stuff. We're going to hire more people, you know, to do all this. When above the line, their website is still, you know, 15 years old, and they don't push on the above the line stuff. And for most companies, that's where the cracks in the armor are. So anyway, so the big lesson for this week is to learn from Toys R Us is anybody can go out of business. I can go out of business. You can go out of business. You know, the guy sitting next to you on the plane can go out of business. Amazon can go out of business. Everybody can go out of business when the cracks become too big. Think about that. This is Steve Miller, better known as Kelly's dad, marketing gunslinger. Thanks for watching again this week for my Uncopyable Business video. I'll be back again next week. And in the meantime, always remember, be uncopyable. See ya.